What's up, everybody? So I'm hoping that I can actually do this vlog. It might be a long vlog, it might not be a long vlog, I don't know. But I have something I've been wanting to talk about. I've been talking about it with a couple people, and I was like, maybe I should make a video. So first things first is, I know I look like a wreck right now. I usually like to at least dress a little bit better. I like to put on my binder. Don't mind, I'm playing with my girlfriend's headband. I usually like to put on my binder, at least for a video, even if I just wear a regular top, whatever. But today I'm not. And I'm going to address why in a minute. But today I'm going to talk about transphobia. Yeah, I know, ooh. But not just transphobia in general. Transphobia within the gay community. Most of you may not realize that I am transgender. If you haven't watched the one video where I introduced myself and that I was trans. So I am transgender. I am pre-testosterone, pre-surgeries. I'm pre-everything. Yeah. I will be out 7 years this year, August 28th. And I had said at the beginning of the video that I like to wear my binder when I do videos, when I go out, when I do anything. Not because I have to, not because that's what makes me a man. It's because I want to. I feel comfortable in it. That is something that makes me feel comfortable. So why didn't I do it in this video? Because I'm talking about transphobia. What this is not who I am. So what? I don't have a flat chest right now, so what? Maybe I just don't want to. But no, that's not the whole moral of this story. The whole moral of the video is the fact that I can be in the video however I want. If I want to wear a fucking dress, sorry, language. This video is probably gonna have language. Let me address that quick. If I want to wear a fucking dress and do a video, then I'm gonna do that. But I'm still a man. This does not define me. What defines me is here and here. This has always been a man. I have been a man since I could remember. Since I was a kid, I knew that I was going to be a boy. I never felt like I was a girl. I tried. I went through a phase. I went through the girl phase. Yes, I'm still playing with a hairband. I went through the girl phase. I wore dresses. I tried to do this. I tried to do that. I tried my hardest to fit in. Honestly, was terrified at the thought of being transgender because it wasn't seen normal, I guess. And I come from a family where being gay is okay, but let's not do a sex change. But I mean, my family, they don't acknowledge it. They acknowledge it. They bounce back and forth. I love my family though, but I have faced a lot of crap though in my 7 years of being transgender. And I mean, even before then I faced crap. I faced bullying. I had a lot of people be like, just make up your mind on what you are, because I bounced, and I think I might have addressed this in a video, I don't know. I bounced between being gay. I didn't like being called lesbian, but I dressed myself as a lesbian. I came out as bi. I went back and forth between everything. I dated men, I dated women, I dated a trans guy. I just bounced everywhere, and I didn't know what to call myself. And I wish I had known what pansexual was, because I would have came out as pansexual back then, but I didn't, because I didn't know what pansexual was. And finally, when I came out trans, I did come out pansexual. Well, at first I kind of came out gay, and then I came out pan, and finally I was just like, whatever. Why do I need a label? But since coming out as trans, I have seen more hate within the gay community than I think I did when I was just lesbian. And it's crazy because, when I was little, and I knew that I was gay, at least, I seen how the community wanted their rights to marry, their rights to have children, to adopt, they just wanted equality, like everybody else in this world. And it was a long fight, and I know just, oh geez, I can't think of the top of my head right now, but just, here within the last 10 years, we, as the community, got our rights to be able to legally marry in all the states. And it's still a fight. There's still so much with, targeted at the gay community. This is where the transphobia that I've been talking about comes in. everyone in the community comes together when it comes for gays and lesbians being married. When that came, everyone in the community, whether you were gay, lesbian, bi, pan, queer, trans, no matter what you were, came together and was like, we're gonna get equality. And then the last year to 2 years, there's been this fight with transgender people being in bathrooms or having a sex change or the birth certificates. I know my home state where I'm from, Arkansas, they had a thing where they didn't want trans people having their birth certificate changed. And there's the bathroom bills, and transgender people can't be in the bathroom because we're pedophiles or child rapists. When the trans community needed support, not everybody in the gay community was helping us. When we as trans individuals helped others, because everyone comes out trans, we don't always come out as straight. Some are straight, some are gay, some are lesbian, some are bi, you know, however, whoever you are, however you feel, you come out and you come out maybe differently. But that doesn't matter because who you are is who you are. In the trans community, when we needed our help from the community, the others, the gays and the lesbians, not everybody now, are like, no, don't believe in trans people. Yes, I have had this happen multiple times, and I am amazed by it because we all are fighting so hard to have equality in this community. We preach no hate, no judgment. We're supposed to be full of love. We know what it's like to go through a hellish world. Yet, I feel, and I may be wrong, but this is just how I feel maybe. It's people I've been surrounded by. I feel that our community is the first to cast the stone, though, that we're filled with more hatred than love. We're filled with more judgmental than accepting. And being trans, I have more gay people not believe that I exist, even though I'm standing right here, sitting here, living, breathing. But I have more people believe that I don't exist within this community than straight people out there on the streets. I mean, I feel that I have more heterosexual people gender me correctly than the gay community believing that transgender people are real. And it's bullshit. Now, I'm not that type of asshole that's gonna be like, you're not gonna help me with my rights, why should I help you? But I feel that a gay person who doesn't believe in anything other than just gay and lesbian, do not demand rights and equality when you don't believe in equality. I might be wrong. I might be wrong for saying that. I could be posting this video and targeting myself for a bunch of hate. I don't care. Because I feel that this is something that needs to be talked about. We, as a community, no matter if you're gay, if you're lesbian, if you're bi, if you're pansexual, queer, non-binary, transgender, however you identify, if you don't identify as anything, if you're an ally, if you're heterosexual, whatever you identify as, we all are in this together. We all need equality. We all need to love. But instead, we are in this world where we're separated. You have your heterosexuals, you have your whites, you have your Chinese, your Japanese, your blacks, your gays, lesbians, bis, trans. It's like there's not a human race anymore. We're all going back to segregation. And if that's how our community is going to be, is segregated instead of the LGBTQ community, where we have been trying to fight for rights with each other, alongside each other, then what is the point of fighting together to have equality when people within the community doesn't believe in equality? I mentioned transphobia. There is transphobia within the community, and that comes along with not just believing the equality. I deal with so much transphobia, it's not even funny. I have said recently, and I apparently stirred up the pot with quite a few people, but a few people who really know me really understood what I meant. Here recently, I had said that I have nobody that supports me. Not the case. I have a small handful of people that believe in me. And then I have a small handful of people that acknowledge my transition, try to be helpful, but they're not. And they're borderlining that transphobia. Now, I know if I share this to my Facebook, or if any of my friends share this, or anybody watches this that know me, they're going to be like, oh shit, is that me? If you are questioning, could it be you? Then possibly. If you support me, there's a difference between supporting me and just kind of pushing. I have deleted so many people off of my social media because they post things that they think is funny when it's directed towards the gay community. And some of these people are within the gay community posting things towards trans people. I had a friend that I have known for, I had two friends. I had a friend that I had known for, at least 10 years. And I had to delete them because I did not realize that they did not believe transgender people existed in the bathrooms that they felt they belonged in. So meaning, me as a man, being transgender, they felt that I still needed to be in the women's restroom. And I confronted them about that. I was like, why are you posting this? I thought when I came out, you were like, oh, we're cool, whatever. And they were like, we are cool, but you still need to be in the female bathroom. I was like, I don't need this kind of hate. And this was back when that bathroom bill was really being pushed. So I gave it a week, and they were still posting a bunch of stuff. Now, I'm trying not to reveal anything about them whatsoever. I'm trying not to use any pronouns or who they are, but they are in the LGBT community. And I was like, you alone are a homosexual. So, why are you demanding equality and that you want to marry your partner when you're denying my rights? And I asked them that, and they couldn't answer me. They deleted my comment. And I was like, that's cool. So after that week, I deleted them, and I hated it. It was an online friendship, but we knew so much about each other. It was a thing we used to talk like every night. It was just something that it really hurt. My voice is shaky right now. And then I met another friend when I went to move. Had posted some really, really transphobic things, and I was not aware of it. And then I had posted something one day on my Facebook, and they had commented telling me that I needed to clean up my look. I had a few people also jump in on that, but I had people tell me I needed to clean up my look. I was confused on what they meant until one of my other friends brought it to my attention that they were saying some really hateful things. So I had to actually delete the post. But they were telling me that I was too ungroomed. When I confronted one of them about it, because they were my friend for the longest, they said that, again, I'm trying not to reveal anything about them because I just don't want any hate going back towards them. If they see this, then they know that I'm hurt by it. But they said that I was too pretty to be a man, and that I needed to clean up and bring out that feminine beauty in me. And I was really, really shocked and hurt by that because I always thought we were cool. We talked. It was another one of those things that we always talked. I actually got to meet them when I had moved. And it was a really heartbreaking thing. So I ended up deleting several people that day. I'm going through a lot of stuff recently where people, I don't even want to say mutual friends. My friends have friends that don't believe trans people exist, that they're not real. And these people are within the gay community. And I've been seeing that they post certain things, and these people that don't believe in us are doing things that are borderline transphobic. I have some people who are borderlining that. If you think you're being transphobic or you're doing something that you think is transphobic, you probably are. This is where that's starting to come into play, because I always believe in standing up for people. I'm not the one for confrontation, though. I know my battles. If I see one of my friends, especially one of my trans brothers or one of my trans sisters, if I see someone in the trans community being bullied by another GLBTQ member, heterosexual, however you identify. If I see someone being bullied, I am the first to be like, you need to back off. That is my top thing. People that I know the closest to me, I'm the first to jump in if I see it. Even if you're, GLBTQ, whatever you identify in as in the community, I am the first to jump and support. And I don't get that a lot. And lately, I have been an asshole about this. I haven't been jumping so much to people's rescue. I've been seeing a lot of posts that I have commented on and people are commenting on. And I've been seeing a lot of posts that people are posting towards me and stuff, and then people are doing borderline transphobic things, and nothing is being done about it. I'm seeing this with my friends. I'm seeing my friends post stuff that are related to their partner or their friends, however, whoever these people are. I'm seeing posts made towards someone who is trans, and then people coming in and saying something transphobic and borderline transphobic, and nothing is being done about it. And to me, that is really bothersome, because it's like, if you say if your spouse is trans, if your boyfriend, girlfriend, whoever, you support and love them and you would be there for them, but you're not sticking up for them because maybe you don't want to step on this person's toes, or this person is your best friend, or this person is some, family. If you can't stand up for someone that you supposedly love as a trans person, and that you tell them that I will always have your back and stuff like this, if you can't stand up for them, I feel that you're just gonna let something transphobic happen. Trans people, like any GLBTQ member, trans people have feelings. Trans lives matter. And there are so many young adults and teenagers and children and adults who commit suicide within our community because of bullying, because people aren't standing up for one another. They're not showing love. And we're suffering because people are posting things and their best friend or whoever is commenting or laughing at something. Let me use an example. So let's say John Doe here is friends with Jane Doe, and they're really good friends, and he's trans. And she posts something like, I will always support you, blah, 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 blah. Say they're best friends. And she posts a supporting transgender post tagging him. And that makes his day. He's going through depression. He's has suicidal thoughts. He's just suffering as a trans person. And then one of her other best friends comments, you like my little hand gesture? Comments under something transphobic, like, haha, trans people, she, referring to John Doe, misgendering, and post something transphobic, misgendering, and all this other stuff. John Doe could easily fall extremely depressed, self-harm, self-abuse, or even commit suicide. Now, I'm not saying Jane Doe can control what her friend posts, but maybe delete that comment, or maybe message your friend and be like, hey, I would appreciate it if you don't comment stuff like that. I am an ally, or I support trans people, something like that. I'm not telling everybody that you need to control what your friends do. There is a difference between that. There is a difference between watching what is posted on your account. If you're really a supportive person, I know people who clean their Facebook like weekly because someone posts something that is, homophobic or transphobic, and they're like, oop, I need to go on a cleaning spree. So I actually turned off notifications. I know people who do that don't see anything that their friends or family post that is homophobic or transphobic or whatever, because they're like, I still want to be friends with you. You can still see what's going on with me, but I'm going to unfollow you. And by that, they don't see what all is being posted. So, if you're afraid of stepping on somebody's toes on your Facebook or anything like that, just unfollow them. They're not going to know unless you tell them, or, something like that. Or they might know. I don't know. I have so many people unfollowed. I kind of forget who's my friend and who's not, and then I'll be thinking of someone and be like, oh, are they my friend? And either we're not friends or I've just completely unfollowed them, so I don't see what they post. And I've done that with a lot of my family because I don't like seeing what they post because they're supporters of our president, or they're homophobic or transphobic or whatever, or they just post stupid shit that I don't believe in. And I'm not going to start a fight. I mean, I have a couple times stated my opinion, and I do it in a nice manner, but I don't go off and just start shit. So that's why I'm not wearing my binder, is because how I am dressing, how I look isn't what makes me who I am. Yes, I feel way more comfortable on video or out in public in my binder, or something that doesn't give my chest a definition like the shirt does, or maybe it's the angle I'm sitting. I don't know, but I don't like having that definition of a female in public. I want to be acknowledged as a man. Now, the last 3-4 years where I have lived in Florida and Arkansas and here in Pennsylvania. In Florida, I had people that would stand up for me and if I was misgendered, people would work on it. I had people who supported me there. In Arkansas, I immediately came back and I was like, I'm making this about me, I'm trans. So when I came back to Arkansas, I was in a whole different place. I introduced myself if I could, and be like, if I couldn't, I'd be like, so this is my insert birth name and my insert pronouns I was born with, but I would like it if you would call me Cage, because I hadn't came out as Shiloh yet. I was like, I'd appreciate it if you call me Cage with male pronouns. Here I immediately came up here and I was like, I'm a man. But I still face a lot of misgendering. I get gendered properly until I talk. But when I talk, people are like, oh, I'm sorry. And then it's, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to call you a sir. I meant to say ma'am. And then I'm like, no, you had it right the first time. I'm like, oh, well, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to call you a ma'am. You're a sir. There's a lot of people that just don't, and I'm getting misgendered more and more, and I think that's because I've gained a little bit of weight, and I've noticed that when I gain weight, that my face doesn't have that definition like it used to. I've gained some weight since I've been up here, and I think that's a lot of it now, because when I first came up here, I was immediately just addressed as sir right and left, but I've been up here for almost a year, and I noticed that it's starting to wear off to more of ma'ams or female, and it's starting to irritate me some. So I really need to start losing weight and get that back under control, because I really enjoyed when I first came up here. I missed the weight I was at anyways, and I know I'm not like huge, but I was at a happier weight, I guess I could say. I'm still facing a lot of that, gender dysphoria and stuff, and it doesn't help when I'm trying to say this without really giving too much away, because I'm not trying to start shit with people. I'm just trying to make it known that this is not something that just I deal with. This is something that I've been noticing in the trans community, but I'm dealing with a lot of trans people don't exist. And it's not just up here, it's starting back home and stuff. And a part of me is like, I know I have people that support me, but do these people really support me? Now, I'm not saying everyone, people who watch this is going to be like, oh, so you're saying that I don't support you. No. I just sometimes fear and question if people really support me, or if people are just along for the ride and don't want to step on their friends' toes. And I suffer from a lot. I suffer from PTSD. I got diagnosed with that not last year. Yeah, last year. I got diagnosed with PTSD last year. I got diagnosed with a couple of things that I knew that I had. I had to go into a behavioral hospital for a month, or longer than. I was in for a week, but then I was an outpatient for like 3 months. I was diagnosed with a lot that I knew I had, but it never came. never came to surface until then. And I tried to, the reason why I had to go in is because I was suffering so much from transphobia and bullying, and everything just kind of piled up with the holidays that I tried to drive my car off of a mountain. And where I lived, there was a mountain. There was a mountain where I lived. I'll get this right sooner or later without stumbling. That's a hard topic to talk about, so I'm not going to go deep into that. But I decided that I'd make a change, and I got people out of my life, and I got new people in my life. I met my girlfriend. We've been dating for a year, but I have suffered from bullying since I came out, and I've always wore my pride on my sleeve. And I've never been afraid of hiding it. I've never been afraid of being who I am. And it gets hard. It really does. Because, I mean, there was a point in my life where I didn't even think I was going to wake up. Some people have crap against me because I've always been more open. I know I've had a few bullies that are now, they've came out of the closet. I don't talk to them, and whatever. But I have people who still target me. And it's like, what did I ever do? Was it because I was always so brave? Was it because I wasn't afraid to come out of the closet, that I came out of the closet and was careless and flamboyant and just kind of strutted my stuff? I've always wanted to sit down with one of my bullies and be like, what did you have against me? Was it just how I look? Is it how I act? Is it, whatever, what? And it's just, I know some people haven't made it through their bullying. And there's people to this day who still doesn't make it. And for the people in the community to sit there and be like, another gay person died, another lesbian person died, but when a trans person dies, it's completely ignored by some of the people in the community because they don't want to acknowledge that they don't want to acknowledge that trans people exist. But my life is just as important as anybody's. There is no reason why I should kill myself, and which I'm not suicidal. Let me put that note there. There's no reason why I should kill myself, and then people in the community be like, oh, just some person died, whatever, and immediately misgender me. I know that if I pass away before I get legal, the only way I will be buried as Shiloh, the only way I'll be buried with male pronouns, is if I write that in a will. Because if I pass away tomorrow, I don't have this wrote down yet, and I will be shipped back home, and I will immediately be dead named. I mean, I unless things are changed within my family, I don't know. I will be dead named, and everything will be, who I was born as, and I don't want that. The point of this video is that for the gay community to preach no hate, to preach no judgmental, that they want equality, that they want rights to marry, to adopt, to have children. Don't sit and preach that when you alone cannot give equality to the trans community, because all you're doing is showing people who don't believe in gays, which gay people get so upset about. You're showing the heterosexuals that don't believe gay people exist that the same thing. That why should they vote for our rights when you can't vote for rights of the trans community or the non-binary? Don't sit there and preach that you are full of love and non-judgmental, and that you believe in equality when you don't. If you don't want to believe in trans people and you're a homo of some type, just say, I just believe gay people exist. And to me personally, if you don't believe, I would appreciate it if you would just stay out of my life. And I would say stay out of, like, my life completely, as in, like, get away from me, don't talk to me, don't come around me. But I know that that's not always the case, because I'm going to have friends that have those type of friends. I'm just not going to put myself in that position where I have to be around them unless it's an absolute thing. Because I'm not going to put myself in that negativity. And I'm not saying that the trans community is a perfect example either. I know there's trans people that don't believe in stuff too, but I don't hear a lot about that. I hear more with the gays and the lesbians believing that bisexuals don't exist, that they're fake, that non-binary people don't exist, that transgender people are just fake. Like, I'm not a dyke. I will never be a dyke. I will never be lesbian. I came out as that at one point. Yes, you can bring that back. You can bring that in my face all I want, but that was before I knew what transgender people were. I came out before I knew. And like any gay person, I came out because I just wanted to be me. And if anybody out there is struggling with not being able to come out, or you've come out and you're in the position where I am in, where you're surrounded by people who don't believe in you, or you're facing any type of phobia, it's okay. Don't give up. It does get better. And if you're a trans person who hasn't started your journey, I'm going to be 30 in 4 years, and I haven't started my journey. And sometimes I get discouraged on that because I feel like I'm never going to start. But I will, and I know I will. It takes time, and it takes money, and you got to go through crap because people don't believe in, don't believe in trans people. So we have to go through so much, but it's going to be okay. It does get better. And if you're gay or you're lesbian and you're struggling, if you have a family that hates you, if you have people that are bullying you, it's going to get better. You're going to be able to get out. You're going to be able to be yourself. You're going to be with your boyfriend or girlfriend, and you're going to be happy, and you're going to have a family. That will come. There's no doubt about it. I'm a perfect example. I've made it. I have battle scars. I have more battle scars than I am willing to admit. And some of those battle scars almost took my life, but I made it. So it gets better, I promise. And that, I made this video longer than I wanted to, but I just wanted to address those things. I wanted to talk about how we're going through so much hate in this world right now, that the community is against each other when we're supposed to be a community that shows the world what love is. We should be a community that knows what love and no hate and no judgmental, the most accepting people. We should be that. And instead, we are a community that is being a different version of heterosexual community that is hating everybody. We're not even an ally to straight people sometimes. So hopefully this video makes sense, and hopefully someone will watch this and understand where I'm coming from. And I'll probably get a bunch of hate for it, and I may not get anything for it. But I just needed to talk about this. I needed to get it out because it's been bubbling in my system. So I hope everybody has a good day. And if you do like this video and you believe in what I say, go ahead and share it. I don't care. If you don't, you don't. Move on with life. You want to leave a hate comment, whatever. I'm not going to do anything. I'll just delete it. But I hope everyone has a good evening or a good day or whatever. And I will try and post a new vlog sometime soon. Bye, everybody.